Hey, it's Kamori, and today we're going to be making Krul's sleeves. I started by making a paper pattern out of some wrapping paper using a circle skirt website that puts in all the measurements for you to determine the radius you need. And for the diameter, I put the diameter of my arm in for the waist measurement to get a quarter circle skirt pattern for my arm. Then I use that pattern to cut 2 pieces out of black satin and 2 pieces out of the red lining. Putting right sides together, fold the sleeve pieces in half and sew them together along the sides. To make the ruffle at the bottom of Krul's sleeve, start by cutting a very long rectangle out of some white satin, then putting right sides together, fold it in half and sew it together along the side. Then fold the rectangle in half, putting wrong sides together, and sew it together along the edge, and I'm just sewing it together using a zigzag stitch to keep everything from fraying and to attach the two sides together at the same time. Putting right sides together, gather and sew the white rectangle onto the black sleeve piece to create a ruffle. Putting right sides together, sew the red lining to the base of the sleeve so that the raw edge of the ruffle is encased. Then we're going to turn it right side out and sew the lining to the top of the sleeve. Cut a black rectangle for the top of the sleeve, then we're going to fold it in half and sew it together along the edge. I then turned the piece right side out and added a little bit of black trim, however, that part is optional. I then cut a rectangle out of white satin for the ruffles at the top, and then fold it in half and sew it together along the side. Fold the rectangle in half and sew it together along the edge. Then I added some lace around the top edge for a little bit more detail. Putting right sides together, sew the white rectangle onto the top of the black rectangle. For the lining of the top of the armband, cut and sew another rectangle just like we did for the outer part. Then sew a piece of black ribbon, leaving a gap open so we can insert the elastic later on. Putting right sides together, sew the lining to the top of the outer portion of the sleeve. Turn the piece right side out, then we're going to pin the bottom of the lining and the bottom of the top front piece together, and we're going to zigzag around the edges to keep them from fraying and to attach the 2 pieces together. Putting right sides together, sew the top of the sleeve to the base bell sleeve that we made earlier, and it may take a little bit of gathering to make the top of the sleeve match the opening of the bell sleeve. To finish the edge, I then covered it with some bias tape I had left over from another project. To finish off the sleeve, I then inserted some elastic in the casing we made earlier so that the sleeve will stay up on my arm. Then I added some satin ribbon as a bow with some very long tails and sewed on 2 buttons that matched the buttons on the bodice. And with that, Krul's sleeve is done. For more Owari No Seraph cosplay tutorials, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.